extremely cold day, but I needed to get out and just clear my head. When I looked through my window, I saw how cold, how white it was outside because of the snow that has fallen. But I needed to just get out to clear my head. I've been thinking so much about Nigeria. Even sometimes my wife tells me that, hey, you are thinking too much about this country. But it's our country, and we've got to think about Nigeria. I love Nigeria. God has blessed Nigeria so much. If you listen to Professor Mahmoud Yakubu's presentation, when he said that the registered voters in Nigeria are over 90 million people, and compared to other parts of West Africa put together, they have about 70 million. So that shows the strategic position of Nigeria in Africa, and it shows that if we get our act together, that there are a lot of things we can really do as a country. But the greed of our leaders have really not allowed that be the case. But I believe that Nigeria is not a nation that you can really overlook if we have our act together. A lot have been squandered over decades, but as it is now time for us to begin to think of rebuilding things. We cannot go back to the years that have been wasted. We cannot go back to the years that have been squandered. But I believe that we can make a difference beginning from today. The elections is coming, and that's why I'm really very happy, because we have an opportunity to change the narrative. We have an opportunity to rewrite things again. We have an opportunity to bring Nigeria back to where it should have been in the first place. We have an opportunity to rescue Nigeria. We have an opportunity to ensure that the tears that our people are shedding, whether openly or secretly, the sufferings that our people are encountering, that it can be changed to joy, to happiness. Because Nigeria, because of the way God has blessed it, ideally should be a place where people should be happy, people should be rejoicing. And it's even interesting because in the midst of all that Nigerians are dealing with, in the midst of the pain, in the midst of the struggles they are encountering, you can still see people still have some sense, a good sense of humor. And one will wonder, how would things be if we have our act together? And I believe it's possible. All we need is leaders, or it's a leader who is content with what he or she has. And looking at all the contestants so far, I do strongly believe that Peter Obi and Datti, they check that box. Because if a man can say the things that are entitled to me, I'm not taking it, it shows contentment. If he has said that he has not taken whatever allowances or pensions that have accrued to him, other things that past governors are taking from their states, that he had not taken them. It shows a man that is content. It shows that a man that is saying, hey, this, what I have, what I've worked for, I'm satisfied with it. And so, what else are we looking for? The man has worked tirelessly in Anambra State to make a difference. So, my brothers and my sisters, we have a wonderful opportunity to change the narrative. We don't have to delay. We don't have to. I know some of you will say, okay, because I saw a video yesterday of a man who was giving a gift bag with a T-shirt, a small pack of I think rice and gari, that is maybe 2 handfuls. So I don't believe that. I believe that if we go ahead and begin to take all these kind of things, that it's basically mortgaging the future. For those who have been collecting all these things, basically you can see that even when you have collected this stuff, it might probably last you at the most maybe a week, because if you have maybe taken let's say at most 10,000 naira, what will 10,000 naira get a person? What will 10,000? I think most of the people get maybe 5,000, 2,000 naira, but what will that get a person at this time we are in right now? So I believe that we should begin to change the narrative of Nigeria. Nigeria is too blessed for us to be where we are. Where I am right now, they don't, in terms of natural resources compared to what Nigeria has, I think Nigeria is way ahead, but management has made the difference. These guys have been able to adequately use or adequately manage what they have. And so, even as you see this cold that I'm in right now, walking, trying to clear my head, thinking about Nigeria, they have been able to ensure that everything works. Everything works, no matter how cold it is, things are working. And so, why can't we get our act together? What exactly is wrong with the political class of Nigeria? The greed is one thing I cannot understand. And that's why I continue to refer to the greed of Nigerian politicians as primitive greed. They are primitively greedy. There's a kind of greed that even allows the person to think about others to some extent. But in the case of the Nigerian politician, the average typical Nigerian politician, because that is how, I'll say over 95%, that is how over about 95% of the political class of Nigeria, they are primitively greedy. They will want to take everything for themselves. Imagine even this past situation with the COVID relief packages that were stored amidst the huge allowances they give themselves, amidst all the huge salaries they receive. They were still not satisfied. The little that was supposed to have gone to alleviating the sufferings of the people during the COVID, they still went ahead to store that and even sell. So that is just the kind of greed I cannot understand. But you see, all around the world, you will see even a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, riding the bus, riding the train. And you don't see people flaunting their wealth. And I also think that because of the fact that the taxation system in Nigeria, because you can earn as much as, especially the wealthy people, they earn so much, but they pay so little. But here, whatever amount you earn, you should be ready to pay tax for it. So if we have such system in Nigeria, those who are flaunting their wealth, they will think twice. They will know how they use their money. And if we have a system of accountability, I don't think this situation of where someone will come in and just loot. How can somebody who says he's the accountant general of a nation loot over 90 billion naira? And this is under a government that says that it is fighting corruption. I really can't understand it. But Nigeria can be saved. Nigeria can be saved. Nigeria can be redeemed. I strongly believe in Project Nigeria. If only we get ourselves together. The division we have experienced over these decades is such that they want it to be so that they can be able to continue their looting, so that they can be able to continue their destruction, because they say divided we fall, but united we stand. But these guys have been able to do it in such a way that they have facilitated division among the people. They have used all kinds of factors to divide us as a nation. But we must get ourselves together. We must get past the religious divide they have brought in. We must get past the tribal divides they have brought in. We must get past the party divides they brought in. We must think about Nigeria. We must put Nigeria first. We must look at the resources that God has given us, the potential that God has given us. Look at the coastline of Nigeria alone, from Lagos all the way to Calabar. That coastline alone, when I look at it, anytime I travel sometimes along that coastline, I just wonder how much we can make from tourism alone, just from that coastline. I'm not even talking about other things. Our beautiful forest, the wonderful arable lands we have for agriculture, the fact that Nigeria could have been, it could be a wonderful travel hub for the West African country and even across Africa as a whole. Because look at, for example, a nation like Dubai. How much flights come through Dubai? How much tourism that Dubai has attracted because they have been able to develop their structures, because they have been able to build things in a desert place. But can we get ours together? I strongly believe so. I strongly believe that Nigeria can be redeemed. I strongly believe that the narrative can be changed. So, as I begin to draw close to close this particular video, because like I said, I just came out to clear my head. I've been thinking too much about Nigeria. I see so much suffering in our country, and how can somebody sit still when you see the level of poverty in the land, the kind of suffering, the injustice people are experiencing every day? You cannot afford to sit down and be quiet. It's not possible. Your conscience, if your conscience is alive, you cannot afford to sit down and just watch things continue to degenerate. The election is on the 25th of next month. And like I said, we don't have any better candidate, at least among the forerunners. Peter Obi and Datti remains the best choice. It is not this is not a time for you to begin to think about these tribal sentiments. Because I've heard some people say, Omowani. It's not a time of Omowani. It's a time to save and salvage Nigeria. The choice is yours. But let us remember that whatever choice we make, we will live with it. The consequence will be with us, just as we can see the consequences of PDP and APC leading Nigeria. APC that said that they were coming to change Nigeria, in fact, they completely destroyed everything that stands for sanity. Nigeria used to be a place where you will get up, get into your car and drive in the night. But now, even driving during the day is a nightmare. People are so insecure. But I believe we can rewrite the story. I believe that this over-dependence on oil, this corruption that has eaten to the fabric of our people can be changed. It's just a resetting of our mindset. I believe it's possible. But we all must be ready to change. It's not only the leadership, because corruption has cut all across board. People are no longer ready to put in that honest work. Only a handful of people. Is even a crime. It's like a crime to be honest in our country. And it was never like this before. We can change the narrative. My brothers and my sisters, as on the 25th of February, as Mahmoud Yakubu himself has said, the date is not going to be changed, and I'm happy about that. Please, my people, step out, take your PVC, reject whatever bribe they might try to give you, because that cannot sustain you for 2 days. How much more 4 years? Say no to them. And don't only vote for Peter Obi and Datti alone. Kick out all these people who have been a part of the mess over these years. Especially these governors who have acquired so much wealth, who have messed up their nations, who have messed up their states, but still wanting to go to the House of Assembly, to the National House of Assembly and the Senate. Let us kick them out. Let us get a new crop of people with a different mindset into leadership positions, so that we can build a new Nigeria. I believe that a new Nigeria is possible. I believe that a new Nigeria can be achieved. I believe that we can change the mindset of our people. So, Nigerians, let us change this. Africa is looking very much to us, and I believe we can change this narrative. On the 25th, go to the polls. The choice is yours. But remember, however you use your vote, you'll be ready to live with the consequences. May God bless you, and I hope to see you in my next video.